a short story about tariff wars and how they affect our countries. So for this story, we're going to have two countries, country A and country B. So a common theme that we see in our world is that president leaders reach their voters by saying, okay, we want more jobs in our country. How are we going to do that? We're going to put tariffs on products from other countries so that we have more producers and manufacturers here in our country. For a lot of people who don't understand economics, that sounds like a great idea, but we're going to learn later on that that is not always a great situation. So like he says, tariffs are great. I want more jobs in America, so we'll put tariffs on products imported from country B. So an effect that we see from tariffs is a lot of people furious and angry about higher prices, and a lot of times they blame it on inflation. But what they don't understand is that it's actually because of government policies like tariffs that are causing companies in their country, in country A, to charge higher prices because of the tariff. Then, like we have seen in our country, we have companies like the Wall Street Journal and the economists that write articles saying what is really happening, and professors like our professor who says no, actually it's because of tariffs, and tariffs are the reason that you are paying a higher price, and these tariffs don't have to be in place. Maybe they shouldn't be in place, and that's something that voters should be thinking about. So what happens a lot of times is that countries will say, no, this is not fair. We're going to put a tariff back on you. So in this case, country B says, we're going to put a tariff back on country A as a rebound. So this is what we know as the start of a tariff war. Later down the road, we're going to see effects, especially in the exporters in country A. They're going to say, hey, we're losing a lot of revenue and there's a huge decrease in competition. This is not okay. We're having to lay off workers. We can't afford to pay our workers. Our tariffs that we put, country A, actually end up hurting the people of country A. So this actually makes people mad. So what happens next is what we call the ripple effect. So it kind of starts up at the higher level. You have factories, and then it goes down to your farmers and then your smaller businesses. So what it does to the factories is it causes the production to slow because the buyers in country B have stopped ordering because it's too expensive. And then for farmers have too much produce. They're producing too much, and country B, who was their biggest buyer, is no longer buying. And then that goes to the smaller businesses. Without the factory's orders, they can't keep the doors open. So you're causing a lot of damage to your own country when you put tariffs on other countries. What we will also see next is that the people of both country A and country B say, no, this is not okay. This is hurting us. This is hurting the normal person of this country. Why are we starting these political tariff wars? It's not okay. It's hurting us. So a lot of times both of these common people in both countries will agree, why do we have these tariffs? If they know how they work, they're going to say, we need to get rid of these tariffs. It's not helping. We need to come to a solution together. So maybe years way further down the road, if there's enough protest and call for change, a lot of the times, hopefully, leaders will say, okay, we're going to listen to our people and we're going to meet together. And we're going to call for a settlement, and we want to fix things. We realize that this is actually hurting both of us. Let's figure this out. Let's make things better for the people of our country. So in this case, country A has come to a settlement, and they say, well, we will lower our tariffs if you completely get rid of our tariffs, which may not seem fair, but it's a step in the right direction. And usually it's a lot of back-to-back settlements and arguing. It's not just an easy, let's do this or let's do that. So hopefully what will happen is country B will agree to the resolution, and they will say, okay, let's do this, let's sign this agreement, and let's make things better for both of our countries, because that's what the people want. So, coming full circle, we see that the economists are always right. This is one thing that macroeconomics has taught us, is that you must listen to the economists, not the political ideology and the hatred against each other, but really think about how the economy is going to work and think about long term. Um, like our professors taught us, tariffs are not a good way to fight with other countries, because let's not forget, other countries can also put tariffs back on you, and it's just going to harm the people of the country.